everybody, it's Angel Forrest. I'm here with Red Hot Sofa Talk, again to promote Hellbent with Grace, the new album that's coming out. My next guest, my longtime colleague and longtime friend, Queen of the Blues in Montreal, winner of many, many awards, IBC for one in Memphis a couple of years ago. Love her to death. Dawn Tyler Watson, thank you for being with me today. How you doing, Mama?
I'm good. I'm a little hot.
It's a little hot, eh? Nothing to do with the hot flashes either. It's the sun doing it.
Just the hot heat.
You actually live here.
Yep.
Isn't this
I
beautiful?
live like a 5-minute walk from this gorgeous, this is Lac Batur, and we're on Nuns Island.
Crazy,
and I've been
eh?
lucky, a lot of rich people live here, but I'm not one of them.
You are rich. You are very rich.
In many ways.
Many ways.
Yeah, so Nuns Island is gorgeous. And
yeah, you wouldn't know it, eh? When you come here that it's got this right in the middle of the city, you know, it's beautiful.
And a forest right there, which is fabulous.
And a forest right here, which is
and a forest. We got 2 forests.
Fabulous forest. Listen, thank you so much for accepting to chat it up with me on the Red Hot Sofa Talk. First things first, I'm so glad to see that you're busy as hell and you're tripping around the world, and my God, what an inspiration you are. Which brings me to why I invited you, but first of all, let's start with, did you listen to my record?
Yes, I did.
You
I
did?
did this morning like 3 times. It was
Only
great.
because if you know Dawn Tyler Watson, she's a bit forgetful. Even before she started menopause, she was very forgetful, which we love about her because there's always like, Dawn, oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, with a W.
With
and
a
lots of
W.
E's.
I got that this morning. So, any questions about anything? What do you think?
About the record? First of all, it's fabulous.
Thank you.
I really love it. From the first opening, obviously Many the Monster, and you told me the album's got a lot of female power themes and things, and like this is necessary. And the thing I've always loved about you is that you write from the heart and you write from where you are right now and what's going on in your life. I really admire you as a songwriter. I don't know if I've ever told you that.
I don't know, but you can tell me again.
Always told you what an inspiration you are as a singer, and you know that because you're the first blues singer I ever. Plus, you announce it every time I'm ever anywhere that you are, just to embarrass me. But it's true.
No, I appreciate
the first time I saw you was a Beaux Esprits, right? On Saint Denis, way back in the day.
Long time ago.
I had just moved here from London, Ontario, to go to school and study at Concordia. And it was like the first blues club I'd ever been in. And you were there, and I was just up front going, wow, such fire and passion. You were doing Angel and the Bad Boy thing at that time. And and I was listening today thinking of when I knew you back then, you did the Janice thing so much, and it was like a big part of your career. And your voice was, really right into that whole sound.
Persona thing.
And then I don't remember which album you came out with after that, and you started to break away from it. And now, as I listen to this one, I don't know, 4 albums later, 5 albums later, it's been a while.
From the Janice one, it's 9 albums.
9,
or 10. This is my 11th album.
Dang, girl, you've been busy.
5th or 6th original one,
When I heard you, it was like 89, 90, somewhere around there.
Preservation Blues Review time.
No,
right?
That was 80.
That was later?
That was 90.
Oh my God, it's too many years.
I know. We've known each other so long, and we're only like 23.
Yeah, we were like goo goo gaga. Yeah. How you doing? Yeah.
Anyway, just I was listening to your tone and how your voice has matured, your subject matter has matured, everything has matured, and I mean, aging is a beautiful and wonderful part of life.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
For some. Some that can't accept it, it's hard.
When you can't accept it, it's hard.
When you struggle with, oh my God, I hate myself. I did that when I was younger. Oh my God, I hate my legs. Oh my God, I hate this, I hate that. And then you start to realize, like, God damn. Actually, when I wrote Grace, I was thinking about you and I was thinking about Lulu and a friend of mine, Shelley, as well. Because a lot of women that will go through life and, they give up. No matter what they're doing, they just give up, they let themselves go, or they just are bitter about everything, and then they drown themselves in wine or whatever it is, just shopping or whatever it is, just not really embracing the sagesse and the getting older and, the wisdom and everything. And when I wrote Grace, I was thinking literally about, I actually almost called it Shaq, Lulu, what was it? Shelley, Shaq, Lulu, and Dawn.
Oh, wow.
And it didn't rhyme. It didn't rhyme with anything. So I said, I'm going to call it Grace. But I was thinking about that and thinking about, you know, we have the sort of like the same line of career, of movement through life, right? And here, all that stuff that happened to you, if we can talk about that, you getting that, not a scare, an actual fucking happening of you having to go in and get heart surgery.
Yep.
And then, you know, 3 or 4 months later, just going down to Memphis and kicking everybody's ass and coming home with, like, out of, I don't know, what is it, 300 people, 300 bands?
260 or something?
Yeah, 300 bands, same thing, like, and you brought it home. And that was after having your freaking chest cut wide open, having...
Open like a chicken. Just like a Thanksgiving turkey.
But you know what I mean? Like, looking at that, and Lulu with her cancer, looking at my friend Shelley with her cancer, and all of this stuff that life's fed you, you turn around and come back better than ever. And for me, my question is, what inspires you? What makes you, like, I know you're a very inspirational person. I know you're very spiritual. And I've always been spiritual to a point, but I've really become spiritual in the last 2 years, literally practicing it every day. And growing up in a religious family, my mother was very religious, and me kind of going, yeah, okay, whatever. Always had that thing, the fear of God in me, which I find to be absolutely ridiculous. And in the last bit, I've gotten rid of that and realized that, I don't know who puts that on you, but it's a bunch of bullshit, and you can't live by that. But when I wrote Grace, I was like, these women inspire the hell out of me. And that's, you know, flowing like a river, never looking behind, you know, with a smile, you know, Mona Lisa smile and a ballerina glide, through everything that we go through, and we still continue. And for me, my passion is, you know, the music, my husband, my children. What's your passion? Where do you find your...
My inspiration, I think, I always believe I'm living on borrowed time since, well, you know what, it's like, 1992, I got out of my mode de vie, which was drinking a lot, using drugs, heavy drugs.
Right, so, addiction.
So in 92, I come from addiction, I come from, you know, the PTSD of my family as a kid, you know, I was like physically abused, all that stuff, but that to say, whatever, you know, whatever your cards you're dealt in life, you got to play them, and you run with them, you go, and you make the choices you think are best for you. At the time, me running away at 13 was the best choice I thought. Saved my ass. Drugs saved my life. Because at the time, I felt so, as a teenager, I was suicidal. I felt so depressed. I hated everything, hated my parents. It's so funny to think of it now because... You know, when I got sober and I started living a spiritual life, as you say, which is really a one day at a time life, realizing how close I came to death, and many times with overdoses, with like guns to my head, running on the streets with the wild kids, with the wolves, you know, running with the wolves and acting like a wolf. You know, I had a therapist once tell me, she said, you know, because it's hard when you live that kind of a life, and you know, I was arrested, you know, criminal stuff when I was a kid, teenager, just a lot of shame, a lot of guilt and remorse.
And you had a therapist to talk to? Because I find
when I got sober.
When you got sober, not
I had
before.
To look back at all that and to say,
what made you go there though? How did
I get sober?
Well, how did you? Because like one of the songs, "The Blame Game," is about mental illness and about you know. Things ending in suicide because people don't have anybody to talk to. You know, like if you're going through all that stuff, how do you get yourself to a therapist? What got you to actually get help and get sober?
Well, for me, I don't know. Grace. Really, for me, I really have no idea what's the difference between me and the person who's sitting on the sidewalk right now in front of like the Faubourg on Beyonce, you know, drunk. Nobody wants to live that way.
No.
Nobody I know wants to live that way. And so, you know, I don't know what the difference is. I mean, yes, some of us really want it, but how many times did I want to get better and want help?
Were you doing music then? Were you playing then? Singing?
No, I mean, I used to get up and in my drunken stupor and sing Summertime, you know. Since I was a kid, I would do that. And that was the only song I knew. And I heard you kill it.
I heard you do it on a boat. Man, even Denise and I were going, man, she's playing guitar. And I love it. Yeah, it was amazing. Amazing version.
Yeah. But I think you did it even that. And I remember you did it because, of course, Janice did it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
back in the day,
And it was one of the only songs I knew, and I would get up and I'm like, hey, give me sometime. What key? I don't know.
Yeah.
And, you know, music did help save me in many ways. It was the only part of me that I thought was any good.
Right.
Like, you know, at that point, when you're in addiction, and your life is shit everywhere you look. And it doesn't start out that way. It
No.
starts out as a party.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's great. Good times. And I always say this is like, when the first time I dropped acid at 13 or whatever, I was like, wow, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I came home a little late and I got in shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the next time, you know, I got a little drunk with some friends. I got caught shoplifting, and you know,
spirals out,
I got
for
a
sure.
little more shit and a little bit less fun and by the end of my drinking and using, after like 20 years or whatever, it was all shit. And no
little
fun.
bit of fun, yeah.
No fun.
Yeah, yeah.
No
Not
fun.
even,
I'm
yeah.
just compulsively using and drinking. So
Right.
back to, you know, how did I get out of that? I mean, I had a moment of clarity. I knew I was going to die. I became suicidal again. I was
Yeah.
studying at Concordia and
Oh,
studying
Jesus.
music and jazz. So it was the thing I'd always wanted to do, and here it was. And I was dating Guy. at
You were
the
with
time.
somebody. I was going to say,
with-
because the song, the last song on the album, Bain Lorraine, is
I love
about
this too.
addiction. It is about cocaine. Bain Lorraine is cocaine.
Oh,
and it's
jeez.
about being with somebody, because, you know, if Guy was with you at the time, like, for him to live through that, you know, seeing somebody with an addiction and saying, like, you know, please don't take my man away.
Right.
And I think it's the effect it has on you, obviously, but the effect it has on people that love you. You know, like, you were going to music, and was Guy
Guy was part of my
supporting
life.
you with
I mean,
that?
yeah,
Is he,
totally.
He helped you get out of that.
And he was a normie, you know, like a good guy.
Yeah, I remember Guy. He was a great guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a good guy. Still is. I still talk to him once in a while. But, you know, it's to watch somebody go through that.
Yeah,
Is hell.
yeah.
And, you know, it became, he, you know, had to kick me out of the house. So,
Yeah.
and then it was like either go to rehab or,
Yeah.
you know.
And that's tough.
I
And that's
slept
tough.
on Sheila's couch.
That's
For
tough.
a couple days, and so yeah. I mean, music did get me back. It kept me sane, because there was that little part of me that always felt, okay, there's something good in me somewhere down there. If I
Yeah.
could just get rid of all this
Yeah,
crap.
yeah.
And
then you went and got help.
Then I
Because
got
finding
help.
the help, that's the thing.
I
We
found
don't.
help,
You're
and-
lucky, because there's not you know, there's kids out there and adults out there that just are spiraling. They just
Yeah.
keep going, and it's like, you know, for me, like, when I was pregnant with Jazz, I was drinking and doing all kinds of stuff, and literally getting pregnant saved me. Like, I look at Jazz all the time, and she's a barrel of laughs. I'll tell you, she's lots of fun. She's got her stuff going on, but I look at her and I think, she saved my life. You know, she saved my life, because yes, I was still doing shots when we were in the bars, but it'd be cranberry juice. But I still wanted to be in the thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'd pump my milk in between. So I literally stopped smoking completely 5 or 10 days before she was born. But I was going down to one a week at the end there. But it's something you need. And for you, music, for me, it was I loved music, but it was the kid that you know, having her in my belly going, there's no way I'm gonna, and I just stopped everything, which not everybody can do that, you know?
No, sometimes we need something. You know, we need something bigger than us.
Yeah.
For
yeah.
me, it was I didn't think I was worth saving my life.
Yeah.
But I thought my singing was. And even when I quit smoking, too, the reason I quit smoking was not for my lungs.
No.
It's for my voice.
For your voice, yeah.
Because I love to sing.
Yeah, that's it.
I love so much to sing. And,
Yeah.
and you know, I know you do, too. And we're so blessed to make our living with a passion.
And
with
you
our passion.
can't preach at somebody. 'Cause I've met singers and they're all like, and I'm thinking to myself, really?
Yeah,
like,
no,
do you
you
not
can't.
realize, never mind your health, your children, your spouse, but what about, you know, your craft that you love?
Mm-hmm.
You need to sleep, you need to drink water, and you need to not smoke, you know?
It's an addiction.
It is an addiction, I know.
There's
Yeah.
nothing, you know, it's an addiction. And addiction, it has no rhyme or reason.
No.
It really doesn't. It takes some of the best of us that really want to stay clean or want to. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen people come into recovery and try so hard for many years.
Yeah.
And then, boom, one day
But that's,
they
you think
fall.
that's a mental health thing, though? You think that
Addiction is considered, I
something
think, by the DSM or whatever,
as a mental health issue,
a mental illness.
because there are people that have mental issues or mental illness that don't use drugs, you know, that just are in major depression and just don't leave the house. Or, you know, the blame game is, I wrote it with my cousin Billy in mind, and he was the happiest guy ever. I mean, you'd see him at the bar, you'd see him at the party. He was the one that was always smiling. He was the one that was always doing for you. And in the end, who knew? Nobody knew that he had it, and he took his life.
Oh, man.
Well, you know, I mean, you don't. It's almost like he didn't know, or I don't know. It's
I
just.
didn't know that. You
Yeah.
lost your cousin? When was
Well, you
that?
know Billy. Billy is Don Ford. Don Ford's my cousin.
Oh, Oh, Dawn Ford's your cousin.
You didn't know that?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Fabulous actress from Montreal. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I was hanging out with her in Plattsburgh last night. Oh my
yes,
God, okay,
I saw her
so-
with some of her posts. But yeah, so he was, the main focus when I was writing it, thinking about that. And of course, it's going to be the first video that's going to be coming out. And it's about bringing awareness, like the blame game being like, I don't know who to blame. Do I blame you for not telling me? Do I blame me for not realizing or noticing that there was something wrong? Because you don't know. No. And even if you ask, sometimes, No. So finding help, like I want this song to sort of help with awareness of people to say, man, if something's not good, just talk to somebody, anybody. Go to that guy at the Faubourg and have a chat with him, on the street or whatever, but just get it out. And I was talking to France earlier, France Demo, and she was saying she learned as a kid to speak, to let it out, let it out, because if you don't let it out, it eats you up.
Yep.
And then it gets, then, if I have a couple of drinks, then you start to talk and you feel good.
Yeah.
But it's the booze that helps you do it, or you do a line and next thing you know, you can't stop talking, but you're talking shit, nobody's listening anyway. But, all of those things, So yeah, with the record is there was Grace, and then there's Being Lorraine, and the Blame Game, and of course, Many, which, the menopausal thing.
Right.
And that was a thing, too, when I was writing that. I was thinking about you, because you had asked me years ago when we did the gay pride show, like the Boulevard des Rêves. Yeah. And you'd be like, so, you getting the hot sweats yet? I remember one time you put your hand on my back at some gig that we had done. And I was like, oh, my God, that's what she means. Like, I was just burning up, and they started to come slowly and
started early, easy at first.
Yeah.
I remember just get flushed.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
I'd get flushed. Then I'd get waterworks dripping down my neck. And it took me, 18 months, 2 years before I finally went on some. I got help.
Yeah, well, our friend Laura
flash
Carbone told me that when she's a doctor, when she comes into her office, two people come into her office, she'll know which one is taking what because of that
which
cream.
Which one's on estrogen? Because you can tell by the aging, the actual her skin and all
everything,
that stuff. That also gave me a thought about it, because I've got cancer in my bloodline.
In your family,
my biological.
Well, that's it.
family.
Me too. My mom had breast cancer, and I'm petrified to take anything.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
But the bioidenticals.
That's the cream stuff.
The bioidenticals. Well, I've got an estrol gel, which is a gel, but you also got to take progesterone.
Okay.
And I'm on a really low dose. So, girls, it works.
It works, eh? You'll have to let me figure that out, because I don't know where I am in this whole thing. The whole, went 7 months without bleeding, and then I've been told it's a year. Well, no, then I bled.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, Jesus. And then I said, oh yeah, you got to start all over again.
The
my
of your
God.
first song, it's funny.
But
about
it's true
that.
though,
like,
eh?
That was as it comes.
Yeah.
And then you'll know when you get through the change. Then
it'll come and gone.
Yeah, it'll come and
but
gone.
it's all of that. Literally, the memory.
The memory.
Gone.
Sex.
Forgetting my kids.
Getting
the
shake from your hips.
Doing the shake from my hips. My hair going gray, which is fine. The nice and easy way, which I don't use nice and easy because I've had some bad experiences with, but it rhymed, so I use that and everything. But you know what? You get the gist of it. And at the end, that whole, she trying to make me a man fucks with my feelings. I don't understand. And I swear to God, sometimes I react to things, and Denis will look at me and be like, pause and just like wait for me to go, oh yeah, shit, what the hell was that? Or a look on my face. Brain fog, and just like the emotions are just out of whack.
Were you PMS like that? Were you like that before? Did you
a bitch, PMS? You mean?
Yeah. Did you have the monthly?
Are you
bitch
a bitch?
With Aunt Flo? Did Aunt Flo bring in the bitch?
Yeah.
The bitch stick?
Well, the emotional. I've been very emotional in my life. I actually went on when I was with my daughter's second daughter's father. I went through a lot of stuff with that situation, and I ended up going on FXR, which actually was my mother's medication. And I was so desperado because I'd be in front of the TV watching Tim Horton commercials, and I'd be like, bawling my eyes out, right? Bell commercials, like, forget it. And so finally, I found that it was affecting my energy level and my get up and go, because I had a little kid to take care of alone. So I took her stuff. I said, Mom, what is this? She said, oh, it's a low dosage, whatever. So I started taking it. I took it for about 6 months, and oh man, bright-eyed, bushy tail, get up in the morning, love it, but hated the fact that I had to take something.
Yeah.
So I went off the Dominican on a gig, whatever, and I was in the ocean, had a really good cry. Like that ocean was almost empty, but I filled that sucker up by the time I was done. Walked out of the ocean onto the beach, and I said, that's it. I'm never taking anything like that again. And wow, bad thing to do, because because you can't just cut it.
Was it FXR you were on?
FXR.
You can't just cut it.
You can't just cut it. So I had maybe 2 blackouts. I came back a couple of days later. I was at home. I had gone out with friends, had a drink, went home, got up in the morning, and I was on the floor of my bed, and my table was upside down. That was like, what the heck is that?
What?
And then a day or two later, I fell on my cement sink, or was about to fall on my cement sink, and I fell the other way. Hit my head on the cement floor and woke up looking up. It was a blackout, a total blackout, yeah. So you can't do that kind of thing, people. When you're going off any sort of medication, do it properly. Come on over here, Dougie.
Come here.
Yeah, she's
Come,
okay.
puppy. Come on up.
But it's something that, I do think that if you need help with something, you should see a doctor. You should talk to somebody. Never take it upon yourself to take somebody else's drugs. I am not recommending that. It's terrible. But I guess it's what I needed for that 6 months. Yeah. It shook me up and I got through it. But I'm very emotional. So when the menstrual thing came, my mom had a hysterectomy, my sister had a hysterectomy. So I don't know what the way to go is, right? So that just sort of started, and now I've done my year. And I'm going on.
No medication at all?
No medication, no bleeding, just very emotional. Yes.
Good. Okay.
I started all over again, darn it.
It's gone.
But it's not come and gone. I'm still. That's the thing I don't understand. You still go through it, right?
Still
go through stuff.
It's been 7 years. 8 years. My friend, she lived 12 years in menopause with hot flashes.
Right.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And I think everybody. The other thing is everybody's different, which
it is. That's it. Because I can drink some wine. And then one day I'll have a glass of wine and all of a sudden I'm at the table going, oh my God, like the glasses are fogged up and I don't feel good.
Are you getting the rivulets down the River Nile, down the chin? Or
like
do
that?
You just get hot? Yeah, like that.
I usually go around my peacock feather fan, but...
Yeah, we forgot the fans in the bus.
Yeah. Oh. But no, it's and with Hellbent with Grace, I was going to call the album Grace, but as you know from listening to it, it kicks ass.
I love the title.
I love the title because I am hell-bent. Like, you've got a new lease on life.
You're driven.
You go through these stages, and when you get to this age, and you're going through the change and all that stuff, things change, and your outlook on life changes, and your get up and go changes, or it doesn't. And if you're lucky enough to be able to find it, and I find myself, because I've gone through the motions, but I really feel inspired. I really feel happy. I mean, I'm changing my whole life. Like, Denny and I are getting rid of everything and moving into our bus. And
this is huge.
This is huge. For me, who's OCD.
Wow.
And who is, obsessive compulsive disorder.
OCD.
I'm not anymore, though. I'm not anymore.
No.
I started doing Kundalini Yoga in March. And let me tell you, I sent you the thing.
Jod Dave
Singh. Life Forces Academy.
Signed up for it.
Yes.
I did. I haven't tried it yet, but I've signed up for it.
Oh my God, I'm telling you.
I really liked what he was saying.
You will change your life.
Really, yeah?
I mean, you're already on the right path, but this shit is gold.
I want to get back into my yoga because I love yoga. And it's funny, you say like the last 2 years because I have noticed a change in you.
Have you? A lot of people say that.
You're more joyful. You're more, less stressed.
Yeah, a lot less stressed.
And you're growing. You know what? As we age, I don't know, people say it to me too. They're like,
you're glowing.
You're more beautiful than last time.
Yeah.
You're better on stage. Your show, I don't know why, but it's getting better and better. And I can see what they mean because I see it in you too.
It's a confidence.
It is a growing into your own. And back to the aging thing, I think, I look at it now as a gift. And at some point, in my last album, which came out in April also, I wrote a song, I Look Good. And I introduce it because there's this battle as women that we have going on often between, how we think we're supposed to look or how we used to look.
Society, Instagram makes it,
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Still with the size 0 models and, these models, some of them are eating cotton balls.
Yeah.
They eat cotton balls. Get it, that's what they eat.
But that is nuts.
It's insane.
Nuts. Yeah.
And I mean, life is meant to be lived and enjoyed. And the person whose opinion counts the most is
your own. You got to love yourself. Yeah.
And so at some point I stopped looking in the mirror and I was going, if I could get rid of this. Molly, don't run it. She's gonna go run away.
Can you watch the doggy?
Yeah, if you can get rid of get rid of the cellulite.
I'll be better. I'll be happier.
And this back.
I'll be happier.
Maybe a couple shots here, and a little of this, a little of that.
I'll be happier.
I'll be happier, and and I'll look better.
Yeah.
But there's no way. I mean, as we've all seen with people who keep trying with the little tuck here, a little like you
doesn't
turn into
last.
No.
The beauty literally comes from inside. I remember seeing Etta James live, and thinking to myself, she had to be 320. Like 320 pounds, 280. Yeah? She was really, but oh my God, I'd never seen a sexier woman live
Really?
on stage than watching her play. Like, wow, sex appeal oozing off the floor.
Wow.
And I remember thinking to myself, that's what it is, you know. And I was just in Kingston the other night, and the lady that I played at a festival said, you know, I think I saw you 2, 3, 4 years ago. She said, you look 10 years younger.
Yeah.
And I was like, sorry, can you say that a little bit louder? The table didn't hear you. Can you like that? But it's a combination of things, you know. It's a combination of really coming into your own, but the beauty and the letting go and just living it.
And living it.
The beauty comes from within, and I literally believe that you shine. You know, when you sang Shine On, and in Grace, at the end, I say, Shine On, Shine On. That was a clin d'oeil, as they say in Quebec. That was for you.
Thank you.
But it's true, the inspiration, you know, going from what is the word I say? Sages, from aging to saging. You know, like you're worried about aging. You're worried about, oh my God, I got to tuck this, I got to do that.
Yeah.
And not that you become ugly, but you become insecure, and you become, you're not open to like just loving and being loved. And that's where the aging to saging, where I feel like I'm in a saging thing now that I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm sorry.
Right.
I am so tired of struggling and hating myself and sweating, spending time changing clothes, fixing makeup, the haircut, this
makes me look fat.
I don't look like this person, you know. This chick, I gotta look like. I've never really been like that, but secretly, I will be at home going, or sitting a certain way. I asked the guys, any cellulite sticking out of my holes before we started? Because you don't want to be someone to go, oh, Jesus, just see that meat on her. You don't want that. But at the same time, it's not that I don't care, because I want to, you know, the public to see me the best I can be. But deep inside, if I gave a shit, I wouldn't be wearing holes of pants, like pants with holes in them.
Right.
But the thing is just being good, being okay. And I see that with you since your operation. You're giving it full tilt boogie. I see you on Instagram. You're going everywhere. You're playing. People are loving. People are quoting the songs. Great reviews. And you know, it is your time. You have worked so hard, and it is your time. But the message you're getting across. I mean, back to the mental illness thing, if you don't mind bringing it up. You were married, and everybody thought it was a fantastic thing. You were happy as that. Sang at your wedding. Wonderful, wonderful. And then all of a sudden,
boom.
Yeah,
it was like the carpet got pulled out from under me. Really. That shook me up. And do you know that there is an actual medical condition called broken heart syndrome?
I do believe it.
No, there is.
Yeah.
I was just reading it the other day, and that's just rocked my world. I didn't expect it, although I should have. You know, like we see the signs.
But did you see the sign? Yeah, well, now that you look back, yeah.
Well, now that I look back, I mean, we always argued. We fought a lot. There was a lot of insecurity. There was a lot.
Well, you're
of
Don
breaching.
Tyler Watson, for God's sake. You got to be a very secure man to be with you.
This
you know.
is true, and my ex used to say that as well. Michael used to say that. But the thing is that, you know, as far as mental illness goes, I mean, the signs are there. But when you love someone, you want to know the best. You only see the best. It's like they say, love is blind. It's like my parents, when I was a kid, 13, running wild on the street, and they'd say, where'd you get that shirt? Oh, Marcia gave it to me. You know, I stole it from a store, or, you know, I was stealing money from my parents. They wouldn't want to believe that. And they didn't, even when I was coming home stoned. Oh, Mom, no, I got an allergy. You know, my eyes are red from smoking dope. We don't want to believe the worst about those we love. So, you know, I might have seen the signs. I mean, there was a lot of insecurities. There was a lot of breach of privacy and of respect and trust issues that,
which was his thing.
That was his thing.
No reason for it.
And, you know, God bless him. I never stopped loving him, but it was hard. It was really like pulling the rug of the marriage completely. He decided it was over, and it was over.
Do you believe in everything for a reason, though?
Yeah, everything for a reason. And I really feel I dodged a bullet because, you know, as so many women, especially not so much even today as before, when divorce was a no-no and an absolute no on Mother's Day. And my mom was married 52 years, you know, like your mom. I don't know when your dad, or your story with your dad, but I mean, you know, I met your mom, and she was such an awesome
Marigold,
lady.
that's about her.
Oh, I love that one, by the way.
Thank you.
I wanted to say how much I love that one. There were
Thank
a few
you.
that popped out. But, you know,
well, you dodged a bullet in respect, too. But then again, you're a very strong woman, so I can't. But my mother was a very strong woman, and she was an abused woman and physically abused. And you don't know it, you know? Like, it can break anybody, that kind of stuff. Love and insecurity about being alone, a woman out in the world alone, a breadwinner. You end up swallowing it, taking the hits, taking the embarrassment, taking all of that stuff. again, to try and get help from that sort of thing. In your case, you know, you were much stronger, and luckily he walked because he probably saw that he couldn't break you or have, you know, have you join up on his trip of, oh, poor me, or whatever it was.
Whatever
you know?
it was. And it's just too bad because, I mean, I look at you and Denis, and you guys are inspirations.
Well, I've been with, you know, like I was married, and being Mr. Forrest was not, and in his case, he embraces it because he sees that it's our work that we do that, did I say work, Mike? I say all the time, it seems now. It's everything that we do that is a, you know, a stamp of, hey, we're doing a good job, because, you know, and he has no problem with that.
No.
He's the strongest man I know, and in the same time the most sensitive and like the chick in the group, you know. He's the chick in the couple, but stronger than hell. He's my rock, you know.
You both hold each other. You know what? When you can see, and this is what I hope I learned from my broken relationships and things, is when there's an expression, we is stronger than I.
Yeah.
When two people are growing side by side, like two oaks, not like intertwined and one's choking off the other one.
Right.
You know, there's one trying to move and the other one
holding it back.
You have to grow together. And I mean, when I watch your relationship and the things you're achieving together, I mean, it also helps you're both in the same field, but you bring different elements to the team.
No, we're very blessed in that respect. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah. It's so amazing.
Oh,
I have not given up on love. When I
don't
think about
ever
giving up on love,
don't ever give up on love. It's an inspiration. Having two people that, I mean, like I said before, if I wasn't with somebody who I was working with, it was a great combination, I don't know if I'd still be in music, because I don't know if I could do it by myself, just to be, because I'm a homebody.
Hard.
I know, that's another thing.
You're a homebody?
I respect you so much in that respect, you know. Your home is beautiful, you're on the road all the time. I don't know if I'd be able to, you know, I have kids though too, right? So
your kids are big now.
They're big, but they're still my babies, you know, there's a thing. But you know, when you going back to your ex-husband, you know, Mad Love is Mad Love. Yeah. And what a great record. And you know, I believe, like with Here For You, that was my breakup record, and it helped me heal, and it helped a lot of people heal, and I'm sure Mad Love is doing the same thing for people and for you.
Yeah.
And
every time I sing those songs, it's healing.
Yeah.
It's like we have a message to tell, and I'm thinking about, you know, when you sing Grace, and when you sing these songs. I remember the last launch I went to was your Mother Tongue Blues.
Yeah.
That was your
No, Angels 11.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't at Angels 11.
Okay.
I was on tour.
Okay.
The Mother Tongue Blues, I was like, so you saw me.
Yeah, I remember.
I was in the front row. I was like beaming because you. And I admire that, because like I was saying in the beginning, is I admire your songwriting skills, able to write what you're feeling, what's going on in your life, in the world, in right today. Like, and I've always felt like a bit of a, you know, that imposter syndrome when it comes to songwriting. I mean, I know I'm a good entertainer. I don't know why. Some of the stuff I pull out, there's the songs on Mad Love that were written when I was like 21 or stuff. You know, sometimes you go back in the bank.
Yeah,
and
but they fit. Yeah, but when they fit, they fit.
I feel like you guys are always writing.
Yeah.
Me, it's like I have to like go away to write, and then even when I go away and write, it's like maybe we'll push one song out, or maybe two songs out, or something.
Well, I'm not always writing. I get. I'm told you need to write. You need to play. Oh, okay. So I'm not going to eat if I don't write a record. I won't be working. Okay, so we cram it in. But you know, there have been agents in my life who said, well, you know, give me 25 to 26 songs, and we'll pick 10 or 11. I'm like, I'll give you 11 songs, and the 11 songs are going on the record, and that's it. But I'm not writing all the time, because like you, I'm performing all the time, but I'm living all the time. So, but I always worried about my vocabulary, because you know, I listen to people like Rob Lutz and you know, all these great songwriters, and right now I'm just a nut about Lukas Nelson. I am absolutely in love with this in love with this man. It was Willie Nelson's son. He is absolutely phenomenal.
I gotta check him out.
Oh, everybody's got to check
Nelson.
him out with a K.
Cool.
And his lyrics, I find I have a lot in common with his songwriting, and I find I was worried about the vocabulary, but I realized after Here For You that when you are writing about what you're experiencing, and then you get out there and you project it or you deliver it with the heart that you wrote it.
Right.
it's got to resonate with somebody.
It's
got to
definitely,
resonate.
definitely.
And I
'Cause it's
realized that
truth.
because you won't write. You won't write, oh,
That's what I've been
you know,
doing.
I don't want to do that because that sounds cliche. I don't want to say that. The fact is, write what you're living with the words that you live with.
Yeah.
And then,
It'll
and
resonate.
the fact that you're a singer, you will make that shit rhyme, baby. Like you mold it in your mouth until it comes out like rhythmically and that it fits with the music. And then, because if you look at lyrics on paper and you go, oh my God,
Yeah.
what? Okay, or that's
gotta
really
bring 'em to
cool,
life.
or that's amazing. But then you hear it with music, it's like, well, that doesn't really ring with me. Or you see something that's weird looking, like doesn't really make sense, and then somebody sings it, and you go, oh yeah, because it's the way it's delivered, you know. And so I've been lucky that way. And with this record is the second time I've collaborated with Ricky Paquette. And Denis and I, of course, did Angels 11 by ourselves, with invited the guests and everything. But when you get together with somebody who can you really trust, and you are not nervous or embarrassed to share your ideas,
That's the trick.
that's the trick.
That is
Because
the
they will embellish it and they will feed you.
Yeah.
And if you're unsure, they will feed it, pull it out of you.
Yeah.
And then you do it, and then you go back to it weeks later, and you go, you realize what you were thinking when you wrote those words, and it's not what you were. It's not what you
What
think.
you thought you were thinking.
It all of a sudden you go back and you go, that is about that, and that was in my subconscious, very much buried, and you get it. And it's for me, it's cleansing. It's therapy for me to write. So I'm really, I mean, you know, I won Best Songwriter, right? The Maple Blues Awards a couple of years ago for Angels 11.
Which isn't that huge?
It's huge.
I mean,
I
what,
was
6 times, 7 times
no, the
female
singer,
vocalist?
female vocalist is
But
fantastic, and
the
God, I
songwriter.
appreciate it. And but songwriter.
Yeah, I'm
And then album.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like now I don't know what to do because now like this is, I've actually, like, you know, that whole, they love me, they really love me. It's along those lines of, oh my God, they see me as a songwriter.
That's
not the
huge.
chick up there shaking her ass and
That's
screaming her
right.
brains out.
That's right.
Changes
And
everything.
This is the growth. that
But
I've
now
seen.
this is the new album, the first studio album since Angels 11. So I appreciate the you know, the compliments and you listening to the lyrics and understanding, because it is scary to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, man. But like you're shining. You really are.
I used
I
your
love you
words,
so much.
shine on, shine
And
on.
I love this idea. This
Idea?
thing is
Thank you.
great.
I don't know if somebody out there in Network TV Network Land wants me to do my own show.
Yeah.
Angel with a Red Hot Sofa Talk, and I can get all the chicks in every town I go to, and we can talk up some shit.
We can talk some shit,
Yeah.
man, because there's a lot to say as a woman. A lot to say as a woman.
Yeah.
But as I say, you know, like to watch you just blossoming as we mature.
At 52.
As we mature.
She's finally
You're only
blossoming.
52? I thought you were 70. God, girl.
I look good, eh? For 70. God
I
dang
look
it.
good for 93.
Yeah. You're not older than me, are you?
I am older than you. But you know what I did?
What?
The people, how old are you? Oh, if your mom don't mind me asking. I'm like, well, honey, I started counting backwards when I hit 50, and I'm going to be 44 soon.
And they all go,
And they all, she's 44. That's what they hear.
oh, yeah.
44.
right.
It's
Oh,
only gonna
you're
work for a
good.
while
Man,
longer.
you're good.
I don't know. I'm hoping to make it to my toddler age, you know.
Go back. Well, you will. You're living a healthy life. There's nobody I know in this business who works harder and who has got such a warm heart and open to everything, open to learn. And when you go traveling, you're out there and you're absorbing the culture and you're meeting with the people. And, you know, take all of that stuff, and you're going to make music with that even more. I mean, you've got albums
Fill
and
the
albums
well.
to come.
We got to fill the well, you know, because as artists, we give a lot. And that's one of the compliments I get a lot. Thank you for your generosity. You're such a generous artist. And you're such.
They don't get how much we get, though.
Oh no,
from
man!
the people.
We get so much
Oh, my
from
God.
giving. It's true.
I do.
You know, it is better to give than to receive because we receive so much.
Oh, we do. On stage, I'm
is.
filled up by
And-
the people. It's
but
crazy.
we need to replenish.
Mm-hmm.
And so you were in India like this year.
Oh,
You
my
went to
God.
India, right? You actually did a couple gigs, but it was
Yeah, well, actually, I was
a
there
really
on a spiritual journey,
Yeah.
but I am going back this December to
so
play,
envious.
actually.
I
We've got gigs with the whole band. But that, it's funny you should say, doing a Hell Bent with Grace, I did get into a little bit of a, didn't know quite where I was going. And when I went to India, it changed a lot in my life. And that is an actual point in my life where things started to turn around.
Wow.
And I came back from India. I turned 52. I Jai Dave sing with Life Force Academy, which you can get on Facebook. I sat down, it found me on Facebook, and I clicked on it. And that helped me finish the record.
Yeah.
That India
Focus.
and that whole Kundalini helped me finish the record, and I'm so grateful for it because it's changed my life and it's just opened up so many doors of my soul that are like wide open for the stomping or the dancing or whatever you want to do. I'm ready for it, you know.
Stamp dance on my soul. I want to just say the last track, the last track of the record.
Bain Lorraine.
Bain Lorraine. Now, I didn't realize it was about addiction.
It's actually about cocaine. Bain Lorraine is cocaine.
Wow.
But what's fun, and I'll let out the secret, is that finally on my 11th album, I'm doing a vinyl.
Oh.
And on the vinyl, when you get to Bain Lorraine, there'll be some weird stuff in there. On a vinyl, you can figure out what it is. But I won't give out the secret because I'm getting the hand job. Don't talk about it. But you will, I'm getting the finger. But you'll see anybody who's ever listened to the Beatles or, you know, where there's a message. There's a message in there.
There's a message in there. That's what I wanted to ask you about. But you can't
well,
tell me
the message is in the song. No.
There's a mantra.
There's a mantra in there. Yeah, there you go. It's a mantra.
It's a mantra. If I play it backwards, it'll say, you know, something like Black Sabbath.
That just might be it. She might have just totally.
There's a mantra in there.
The whole thing. It's okay.
I love it. I'm a very bright woman. What can I say?
She's brilliant
guys?
and beautiful.
No, but I love that. I love
Every
it.
single song on that record
amazing.
is got something important, and I'm so glad you liked it.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll listen to it to death.
I will.
And
I will. I'm gonna go back and listen
if you
to
ever
it
want to
now
do some
when I got some
songwriting
themes.
together, you let me know.
I'm gonna come down to Nashville.
You come and live in my bus. Absolutely. We're gonna be professional songwriters down there. That's our plan. Because you know, eventually you can't get up on stage and shake your ass forever. So
no.
I would hopefully be doing something else in the
I listened to
music.
this album and I'm like, that's what I hear. The songwriting is really overtaking everything. Like,
Thank you.
Not that, I mean, of course you're still growing as a singer, as a vocalist,
as everything.
Your voice, as I said, the facets that I hear now. There's so much less of that Janice and there's so much more of Angel.
Yeah.
And I remember when you made that first breakaway, and I remember that, and I've just watched you bloom since then.
Thank you.
And you're one of my
You
dearest
promised me
friends.
you're
I
always
love
going to
you.
stay with what you're doing and always follow your heart. I know you will. And you're going to continue to shine on. And thanks to you and many wonderful women out there. But you are on the top of the list. I hope to shine as bright as you and help others shine. I love you, Dawn Tyler Watson.
I love you, Angel Forrest.
Look up Dawn Tyler Watson. She's got her new album, Mad Love. It's been out for a couple months, but it's new. If you haven't got it yet, it's new to you, so get it. And look out for Hell Bent with Grace coming out. And come and check out the shows. These are the chicks. We are the blues singers, and it's the singers that have been around for many years. So come out and get moved. Take care, guys.
Many,
Thank you, Dawn.
the monster.
I love you.
I love you too, sweetheart.